Welcome to Unseen Sports TV. My name is Coach Parchment. Yes, and we have the updates today. On the under 17 team that is in camp at the moment. People, while you join the live, please to like, subscribe, and share the content. You understand? We have a lot to talk about, and we have a lot of information to give you guys. Paul Maxwell, the leader or the leaker. No, not the leaker. The leader will be on the show soon to talk about some of his players, some of his recruits from your tender age, who has now made it into the national ranking from under 15, coming right up to the under 17. Yes, people. Some of the questions that you guys would like to hear the answer for is the probably starting team. Who is the player that has left the US team to join Jamaica 11? What's the latest with a top local midfielder who had passport issues? Which Premier League team will which Premier team will they play in the week? What has the record been in practice matches? Which Phoenix player is banging in the goals? People, these are the questions you guys want to know the answers for. And the last but not least one, who are the three Premier League players that I think will start in the U17 team? Before we go further, I want to give you guys the players that are supposed to be on camp. So give me a second, people. Just to note that 7 players has been cut from the camp. 7 players has been cut from the camp, so the camp is now 30. And the 2 invitee that made the USA team are supposed to reach Ireland soon, and we're going to give you some more information on that. The leader is here, people. The leader is here. People, share the live. We're hearing some news. Paul Maxwell, welcome to Unseen Sports TV.
Yeah, man, what's happening?
Can you turn the camera this way, or you like it that way? Side.
It, man.
So it's flip.
Just give me a minute. Let me just make a adjustment here. Just give me a minute.
Unseen, Alex Reed, big up yourself. Unseen Sports is here, man. Like up the live, share the live with your friends. Talking about the U17 national team. We're going to give you some information on what is going on. I'm waiting on Paul Maxwell to fix his screen to landscape, and then we can go ahead with the information. Who is that? The great leader? Yeah, man. Tennessee in the building. Tennessee, the call line are working up. They can call in and thing. You understand me? The line are work. So when I can call in and name something, you understand me? Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Tennessee. Yeah, that is it, Sir Paul. That is it. So before we go ahead, Paul, I just want to call out the names of the players who are at camp. And then after that, now we can, talk about the one that get cut from the team, and stuff. The one that we know. We don't know all of them, but we know at least 4 of them, right? So we can talk what we know. All right. So let me go ahead with that. With the team people coming up with the information. All right. So Tywin Lynch, Mount Pleasant is there. Joshua Grant, Inter Miami Academy. Shamwar Blows, Prime FC. Garfield Tomlinson, Garver Massey High School. Javin Williams, Manning School. Roger Taylor, Kingston College. Carlton Brown, Mona I. Ayer Dixon, Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Alex Vera Gooden, St. Andrew Technical I. Brandon Bent, Inter Miami Academy. Tariq McKinnell, Garber Massey High School. Nation Boat Barrett, Clarendon College. Ronaldo Barrett, Idel High School. Adrian Reed, St. George's High School, Malik Robinson, Garvin Massey High School, Everald Sweeby, Garvin Massey High School, Dustin Cohen, Denby High School, Jamani Bell, Wilmot's Boys School, Jason White, Glenmore High School, Nicholas Simmons, Richmond United, Niall Waugh, Inter Miami Academy, Odin Wilberforce, Mount Pleasant Football Academy, Orion Watson, Glenmore High School, Nashada Gibbs, Kingston College, Jordan Mangatal, South Florida FA, Dylan John, Jamaica College, Kemar Knox, Mount Pleasant Football Academy, J. Lloyd Smith, St. Andrew Technical High School, O'Neill Edley, Glenmore High School, Kayana Jackson, Idle High School, Ryan Gozogag, Idea Sports SA, Dante Escovery, Cornwall College, Malachi Grant, Atlanta FC, Aston Garden, Atlanta United FC, Malachi Molina, FC Dallas, Adrian Mahoney, Toronto FC Academy, Shea Daniel Garden, unattached. Formerly of the Manchester City Academy, and he is now unattached. Paul Maxwell, what says you about those players that are in? What is the chance for us to qualify for the under-17 World Cup? And could you give them the players that are cut, the players that get cut from the team?
Okay. Well, so far, to be honest, let's look at it this way. This is the first time we have had an under-17 team that has, well, potentially will be in camp with the local and overseas core for such a long period. They're going to be together for approximately, I think, 5 weeks at least, minimum, excluding the time when they're in camp before, when they're doing selections. So that, if you include that, it's going to be almost 7 weeks.
Right.
It's not the best scenario, but it's different in that normally the overseas players come in like 2 weeks before. So now we have had a chance where we can blend them from early. So I'm going to give the team that thumbs up in that regard, that we don't. And by the way, one of the things they did first this time was that they looked at the overseas players even before the local camp.
Right.
Which
yeah. They really look at the overseas player also. They did their scouting correctly, searching for the best players that they can get.
Right.
The Jamaican passport.
One of the things with that too, I think by doing it so early, they managed to spark the interest of some players that were in the US team, which is significant. Normally we get players from overseas who are not even in the US team, who have been not even looked at, and those are the ones to get. But we could just go back to where we're at now. So far, the names that are there, I know that Knox, was one of those that was cut from the team.
That is Knox from Mount Pleasant, everybody. Go ahead.
Right, he was cut from the team. I know J. Lloyd Smith, he's from Stats. He was cut. Right. I know that also Akiana Jackson, he's from Heidel.
Yeah, Akiana Jackson from
Cavalier. J. Lloyd Smith, and both of them are from Cavalier.
Right.
And the controversial, I don't know if I should say this because I don't know if this player was dropped. I don't know if the principal of his camp might go out and say he want to withdraw the rest. Anyway, Carlton Brown was also dropped.
From Phoenix.
From Mona.
From Mona. So Phoenix. Call it Phoenix. Mona, Phoenix.
Mona. So technically, Mona doesn't have any players there. Phoenix still has, I think, 2 players there.
Yes. And everybody know the 2 players. Dylan John and Jamani Bell. Those are the 2 players there.
Dylan John from Jamaica College and Jamani Bell from Wilmers.
Right,
and significantly, these were the 2 players that, when it was under 15, these were the only 2 from the Phoenix group that had accepted the invitation to join that team. Because I think one of the players that Mr. Butler actually withdrew was a part of that under 15, and he turned down the invitation also at that time.
Sir Paul,
some years down the line that the JFF has been fighting out this particular player, because it's obvious now that there are twice for under 15 and under 17 that he has turned down the Jamaica call. That's Denzel, what's his name again?
Denzel Washington Mackenzie. But there's a twist to the story though. When you finish, I will talk.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm basically finished. I understand there are 3 others, but I think some of them might be overseas. I don't have the...
Yeah, there are 3 overseas, four overseas players that are out.
Okay. I do
understand. 3. I think it's 3. I think it's 3. 4 local and 3 overseas. But we're not confirmed. We did not confirm the name as yet. So we don't want to spread any false rumor and call some wrong name. You understand the people? So
one of the reasons I think that's consistent with the coach is that once the player has an injury, he's not going to keep them in there to basically be just on the massage table and everything, and they can't train. So what he did tell the youngsters that, you know, that he had to release, especially those that I know were local. I think all of them had various injuries, and they can recall them, right, at any time. So I think most of them were supposed to be continue training with either their clubs, academies. In the meantime, hopefully, if you know they are back up, they can re-include them if necessary, because I think 3 of those players were centre halves, by the way. So I know the centre half pool in the under 17 there has gone down, is much thinner.
So, Sir Paul, you know, there's a twist to the story though with the Butler situation. So
yeah, what's the twist?
I have first-hand knowledge of this. He said that he did not withdraw the youth from the program. The youth decided not to go. He chose the Europe tour because Phoenix is going to Europe soon, and the youngster chose the Europe tour. On the other hand, he said that the JFF, the coaching staff, I'm going to take what JFF about that. The coaching staff allegedly played Peralta in the wrong position. This was like a setup thing then for him to fail. That was what he said. All right. So there's 2 sides of the story, and the only way you can get the truth, unless we have the youth here and ask him if he really did choose the Europe. You understand me? On the other hand, we can look back at some of the things that that happened, and we can say that he withdrew the youth and stuff. But 2 sides of the story, and that is what he said. And we can knock him because a youngster choosing Europe over the national team is his choice.
Nothing wrong with that, And
nothing is wrong with that.
He has to make the choice under duress, because I can say for a fact that when the youngsters were joining for camp, I actually had passed by because I dropped off a youngster that's with Mount Pleasant, right? I remember actually I dropped him up by the camp, and I saw parents who are connected to Phoenix, I won't call any names, who basically said that Butler scheduled a practice match almost deliberately on the time, and that they were being asked. I think they were actually asked. It's almost they were being told that to show support for the youngster Peralta, who was not chosen, right? That they were going to show solidarity. So I'm not going to buy that. I'm going to tell you honestly, I'm not buying that, because unless those parents are saying something that was not so, and those parents could even have told me exactly who would have been there, because at one stage people were wondering if Carlton Brown, and they told me that yes, I understand, he would be there, and they could say who was not going to be there. So I don't really buy that. But if he wants to call it, if you want to spin it and say that,
but it can be the 2 story. It can be the youngster choose a Europe tour, and it can be the youngster choose to show support for Peralta. But on the other flip side of the story, I heard that most of the Phoenix players know that Peralta wouldn't make the team based on his performance.
Well, most coaches have seen Peralta. Peralta's a good player now. He's a good youngster, good developing player. But at this moment right now, he's not exactly probably ready for the national team. Some years down the line, you might see him as a fixture in the senior team, right? So I don't want us to go out there and say, boy, he's not ready. He's just not ready at this moment. because a lot of people don't realize, that in most youth national teams, players normally make it at the youth level, but when you reach the senior level, you don't see them. So Peralta might be one of those that later on we see him in the senior setup. So I don't want to look at it. It's just at this particular point, he might not be ready. But 4 years down the line, you never know. You might see him as a fixture, right?
Right. Tennessee said, Lala Unseen, that is foolishness. If the national team is not important to you, then go. That's a lie. We don't believe that. Dre said, check in. You don't really miss something, Dre. We just call out some players who got cut from the U17, and we name out all the players who were there. It's down to 30 now. It's supposed to go up to, I think, 32 by during the week. Some talented players from the US camp is coming over to play for us. We'll go over there, we'll tease some player from them under 17 camp. So we have a little scoop on with them over there. You understand me? Yeah, man. So we really miss nothing yet. And thing. So as I said before, Tennessee, they don't have to buy it, but a man have him inside him story him of the talk, You understand me? So even if they must show solidarity to Peralta, the youth choosing to play for a different play for Phoenix in the Europe tour is his choice. And he's a good player. I'll just have to wish him well.
Very, very good player.
Denzel Washington McKenzie is a good player, and I think he would be starting in this U17 team. Based on
I think he was a possible starter, yes, because
he was in this
early on when he was looked at,
right.
He was a possible starter.
Right.
One other thing, Unseen, when you mention it, when Mr. Butler had Peralta and all of them there in the early parts of the trial, why bother to send them at that time if you're intending not for them to go to so something doesn't seem right. Why is it when one of them is cut, all of a sudden you're going to be putting that down? That something doesn't ring true. But as I say, if that's what he wants to say, I don't have a problem. He might, later on we might see Peralta as a fixture in the Jamaica scene. So it's just one of those.
Right, because remember, not everybody have the opportunity, and sometimes the best players don't get the opportunity that Peralta would get in the future. And that opportunity that Peralta may get in the future may move him fast and develop him more faster than some of these players who are in the national team. You understand me? Sir Paul, they might call him, man. Everybody I call him Sir Paul. You're busy. Your phone busy. You have to put it on no disturb. Yeah, man. Bless up Jane with that. Jane with that, I can drop the invitation of the group, so I can jump on anything in the tree and ask a question. You want to ask, So I drop it in the group. You understand me? Not the chat side. All right. Yeah, man, check in, people. You don't really miss nothing yet. You just start. You understand me? When you really drop the big, the leader. You're right. Leader is not. Leader is do not ringtone. Oh, God. So you might get some call and things. You have to attend to him call. We jump on back. You understand me, people? Yeah, man. Jay said, who are some teams they played in the practice game? All right, so them play Micro, the first one. That was really a game that they used to, look at the team, look at who they want to cut. So they played 3 different teams, I think, at the time. The first team draw 1-1. Second team draw, I think, lost. I think that was it. And the third team, so it was 1-1, and the game finished 4-2. The game finished 4-2, and the youngsters lost that game, but it was a game that they used to, cut, chop, and change and stuff like that. You understand me? So that's where you find a lot of the youngsters, were cut, and some were added into the team. You understand me? Most of the players that are in the team now played in the first team, where Jamali Bell scored that wonderful goal in that practice match against Micro. Blessings, Sham 6. Blessings. Yeah, man. So the next team that they played UE. They played UE and they won that game, I think 4-love. And they played the third game that they played the Army Men, JDF, the Army Men, the fit Army Man them.
Yeah, man.
Very fit. I'm not to say JDF have some good player because they are going to play Major League in the CASAFA competition soon. They are going back in. They stopped because of the Tivoli incursion, and now they are back and ready to go back in the competition. They're putting together their team. They had a competition the last time. Wonderful competition. Big competition played at Stadium East. And, their thing always professional at a professional level at the high standard. And we can say that the boys are really performing well based on that. Playing a strong competitive game against JDF. What you say, Sir Paul? Sir Paul look like him stuck. Yeah, man, Sir Paul look like him stuck. Like him get a phone call again. Hey, people. They must say, the one on my live, man. Why they man bother him so much? Sir Paul get a phone call. Unseen, blessing. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Shamsi. Share the live with friends and family. Yeah, so like up the live as I come on. Like up the live. You know, there we attack football. And what is new? What is new in the U17? What is new? 7 players got cut from the U17 team. That is new. And 2 new players from the US teams are in our under 17 team. What else is new? Who is scoring the goals for the U17 team in the practice game so far? That is new. What is new, Sir Paul?
Yeah, I'm going to some idea. Anyway, Unseen. Yes. So far, basically what we're seeing happening, is a progression of the type of teams that they're playing. So first they played 2 so-called pickup teams, right? But the teams that they did play did have some quality because they have Premier League players, but those were probably used to just have first assessment. Right. The match that would have been played against the JDF now, right? And even against UE, you're coming closer and closer to the final 11 that they're actually looking at so that they can see the weaknesses. I think they're going to step it up a notch later this week coming, where they're going to be playing a Premier League team. So no, but for me personally, that's the match I want to see. So, against an organized Premier League team that would have been training for possibly 4 or 5 months, I've been playing fairly regularly together. I want to see them against a team like that to see how they look. We're not expecting a win because these are 16-year-olds, Few of them might be 17. So these are guys that are 16 right now. The majority, you might have 1 and 2 in there that are 17 already, meaning 17 just maybe a couple weeks now, right? So these are very young guys. So when they play this Premier League team, I don't know if you want to let that out of the bag as yet, but when they do play that team, I expect to see what they look like, what type of shape they're holding, see what the prospective 11 is. You understand?
Yeah, man. 2:30 we drop it. 30 minutes in the live we drop it. We're there 25 minutes, so 30 minutes in the live we're going to drop it. Yeah, man. So based on how the team prospect look, what's your thought on the players that are in? What do you think chances are going into this competition?
Well, okay. For me personally, the preparation is not good, right? But they're making the best of the situation in that if it had gone how we wanted it to have gone, in that a lot of the players were looked at from as far back as last year, June, I think. And the coach had intended for them to have played in the Premier League, the Junior Premier League. But circumstances happened and that was cut And then, of course, the Manning Da Costa Cup came up, and all the preparations went on pause until the end of that competition. So they used that with players that they had looked at that time, and they had kept a track on to invite players. They also had the overseas camp with prospective overseas players, and they put a fairly strong. I think the team that is there, I don't think there's many players out there now locally who can say they didn't get a look in. I'm going to be honest.
That's
right?
true. I think some of the best players got a look in. The players
Yeah,
that are.
I think they got a look in. So the team itself. One of for me personally is that whenever we're playing these youngsters overseas, there are people saying, "Oh, we don't have any professionals in the team. Our team are only schoolboys." Well, this time there's a difference.
There's a difference, yeah. So
there's a big difference.
So the diaspora are people overseas and people even in Jamaica who, sometimes has a mindset of, we're using schoolboy footballers. We don't have any Premier League players playing. Schoolboy don't gonna wear this, that, there. No, it's a different team. We have players who, actually made USA under 15 team and got called up for the under 17 team, but choose to play for Jamaica, and they're coming. They're almost here. They're on the sea.
I think they might even one of the particular one that we're expecting. He should be in the island tonight. He should be there in camp tonight.
Right. Should be there in camp tonight. Soon get the name, people.
US.
Soon drop the name. Soon
drop the name. Soon drop that.
But here we are begging the people. Well, I'm here we are begging people out there on the live. Share the live, man. More people want to come on. So share the live and like up the lives at the comments. So we're gonna drop it. 30 minutes on the live, we're gonna drop a news, right? So share the live. Make sure you're there and don't jump off. We're gonna hear it. 2 minutes left. 28 today. Yeah, go ahead, Sir Paul.
Yeah, man. So and as I say, getting one full-time top. When I say top US pro, we're talking about a player that was basically a part of the US team, right? He was listed. The USA, I don't know if a number of people know that from time to time they go through and list the players from the various clubs, pro clubs, Major League Soccer clubs, not USL and that Major
League Soccer clubs
who are not yet cap-tied, right? Who have dual nationalities and can go elsewhere, who are not cap-tied. So they go through and they list these players according to the various ages that they are. And I can tell you, there are two from the bunch, one from LAFC and one from, I think it's Columbus, what? Crew. Right, who were right up there, who the USA wanted to really make sure that they are locked. But I won't say who we're getting yet. I suppose later on down. We're going
to share the screen. We're going to share the screen and show you guys exactly what we're talking about. It's not no word of mouth or no hearsay. And that's not actually there. The information is actually there, people. So we're going to share it because, we are credible, Unseen Sports TV, we are credible. And we don't want to put out any false information out there. You understand the people? Come on, as a join, please like the live, subscribe to the channel. Welcome to Unseen Sports TV if you are new. Welcome and join the family. It's free. It's so free. Just join, ask a question, any question you have, people. And the call in is working. So any question you want to ask us, you can also ask us. Let us put that up on the screen. The call in number. Yeah, man. See the people that can call in on WhatsApp. Yeah, man. The call in working. See that? The phone there, man. So I call in, ask no question I want to ask. Yeah. So 30 minutes gone. Which one you got job first?
Yeah, okay. We could get the national team some support. So people, this week, I think the big matchup should be this week, I think Thursday. Where are going to be? East or Jungle? In the Jungle I'm going to be.
Today is the 16th, right? So Thursday is supposed to be tomorrow. Look, check it. Yeah, man, big up. JT is scary unseen. Who named JT? Who named JT? Oh, JT Taylor. Scare me? Oh, why him scare me? I don't understand. What am I say? What am I say? I don't understand why him scare me. I understand why him scare me, you know. Let me just check the date, Sir Paul. All
Yeah,
right.
man. And well, as you're going and doing your thing, the team that they're going to be playing is a very,
So that's the
team that have
19th,
a
right?
few
So
players.
that's the 19th.
The 19th. Okay,
19th,
so
yeah,
the
Thursday.
Jamaica under 17 going to be taking on a team. What is it? Color red team. Red and black.
Colored team. We'll just
Yeah,
get
man.
4-2. We'll just get 4-2 people. On my side still, you know. Only on my
Yeah,
team, you know. So you understand me? People, as we go upon that, we'll get some result from today. Mobile United beat Falkland today 1-0 in the penalty. Otti got a penalty and score, and Mobile United. Umberlands beat Champton Maroons 3-0. Yeah, that was the result up there. Big up yourself, Eddie Gona. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining. The number to call is 3414262. Anybody want any question to ask? Jump on, ask. It's free. Ask a question, man. If you are new to Unseen Sports TV, please subscribe and like the live. The next match today was Cavaliers. Cavaliers, my team. Cavaliers is my team also. People see me on the white. Yeah, man. Cavaliers defeated Portmore 2-1 today. Colin Anderson with his 9th goal of the season. Yeah, man. Scored 7 last season, and now it's halfway in the season. He's at 9 goals.
it's not
Isn't
halfway
that
yet, It's not
is it
halfway yet.
is that halfway? Isn't that improvement? Isn't there something going? Isn't there something going on well at Cavaliers? You tell me.
Well, I think the licensing thing that Mr. Speedo, I'm going to tell you, he knows I'm his biggest critic. And I can tell you, the kudos that I've been giving him and praises, I said, boy, look like the licensing thing really worked because the philosophy has changed dramatically because we all know that they normally have that good, firm defensive thing, but now they have transferred it into goals. I keep telling him, once you start scoring goals, you're going to be really, really good. And this particular team, is probably one of the weakest editions Cavalier have had.
Yeah, man.
Quite a while, but they look like genuine contenders.
You can't say the weakest edition, You understand me? You must understand there's a AAA battery on the field that continues to play hard and never tired. You understand me? Atkinson,
Yeah.
and this actually it's 4 A's now, So the midfielder 4 A's. It's 4 A's.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So big up to Cavaliers. Bad performance by Arnett losing 4-2 to Dumboling today. Yeah. So people, you get those feedbacks on them and those from Unseen Sports tomorrow, and I am sure sports. All right. So JPL Premier League, you get those news tomorrow.
Christian, Unseen. I didn't watch much. Guthrie didn't play, right?
Yeah, he came on late in the game.
Okay. Right, because I know I confirmed with him today that he's not rumors of a movement. He's not going anywhere yet.
Yet.
Yes. And I say a big YET, yes. The contract expires in about 6 months. So we won't go any further than that. That's all I'll say.
Okay. So let's move back to the under 17. Yeah, so let's drop our starting.
Before we go there, we just want to let people know the under 17 they're playing Arnett. Okay? Right. So it's Arnett. I hope Arnett might be able to bounce back from the little lap we have today. And take on the youngsters, the Jamaica team. The Jamaica team coming out for a 2-1 win against the Army men. I think it should be a nice match. It should be.
It's supposed to be a nice match. Yeah, man. Yes, first responder. Big up yourself. Enough improvement on scene. Yeah, man. Big up yourself and box. I think playing an Arnett team is a structured team. The coach can, tell the other coach, what he wants to play against, so he can, look at the players and fix players tactically into places on the field. Playing pickup teams don't make any sense. You understand me? And I think the time is so short. I think the team shouldn't even be in Jamaica, but that is what is the reality at the moment, and we just have to make use of what is there now. Playing Premier League team is the best option, I think, and I think the coach should ask the coach from the Premier League to set up his team in a way where he can play against. Say, play against a 4-4-2 or something formation that is tactically set up or something like that, so he can get the best out of the youngsters before they go into the tournament. And everybody know that the tournament is a 1 day rest between each. And like you play the Jamaica going to play the 14th and they play the 16th. Yeah, no, they play the 12th and they play the 14th and they play the 16th. So it's 1 day apart. So the preparation of the gear towards that. And I think that is one of the breakdown now. We don't have enough practice game in to see the players.
This is going to be key. That's one of the things I think why they coach anybody that is not fully fit at this stage. He can't take the risk because it will be only 18 outfield players. So that basically means that you're going to have, when you choose 11 on the day, you only have 7 that you can rotate between. So you're basically going to have players there that are going to have to be able to step up in matches. Nobody can be hidden in tournaments like this. The only player that might be hidden might be the second goalkeeper. But that's it. But everybody else will have to step up to make sure that fatigue doesn't set in at any time.
And people, remember, it's only 20 players that will be going to the Guatemala. It's only 20 players. So 30 players there and 2 coming, so the team have to cut down.
30, right. It's going to be cut down to 20.
20, so everybody will play hard for them game, man. The Cavaliers play them a bit easy, Now to play hard for them game. Understand me? And there are a lot of overseas players there as well, trying to fight for their spot in the camp. I'm telling you, Che Daniels Gardner, that is Baby Gardner son, fighting hard. The Yemen are part of Manchester City Academy.
Family of Harborview.
And family of Harborview, playing hard in training. You understand me? A lot of them. You have Malachi Grant, who is a top player, is one of the top players there in Atlanta FC. And he's one of those top players, youth top players in the MLS. You understand me? And he's fighting hard for his spot. So I think this team, one of the problems I may have with the team is the tactics that the coach may imply and want them to play. I think teaching them how to play a particular tactics now it's kind of late. It hard to fit all these players in. And I don't know, Sir Paul. I don't know. Watching Marion Gardner playing. I don't know if him because him go over on the A license thing, so he's supposed to get the tracker like speed. What do you think? He's supposed to get the tracker like
look
speed.
Here. One of the good things, is that he's not going to have the senior national coach who I noticed was already out on the things taking notes at Premier League matches today. Right? He's going to have a little oversight there, so I'm sure he's going to be able to give him enough advice, which will be key. I don't know if he's going to be actually a part of the team or if John Wall will be there or what, but I expect possibly John Wall might also be a part of the team going, hopefully. So he should have enough advisors there that can help him. As I said, so far, I don't have a problem because when we're looking at in the goal, I'm going to look at a possible 11, some of the possible top players. I don't think I have 11 in my head right now, but I know in the goal.
Drop them.
Okay, Tawain Lynch. He was in the under 15 before when we played. He's from York Castle, Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant started to have a link with York Castle, and I think it's bearing fruit. So Tawain Lynch, I understand that at one stage we were worrying about goalkeeping and we thought it might be an overseas keeper, but Lynch has really stepped up because he has done a lot of work, even with the senior Mount Pleasant team.
Okay, saving big penalties from top players in the JBL.
Yeah, man.
At 15 years old, them time. 15 years old, yeah.
So you also have Javin Williams from Mannings. He's a player that a lot of people have a lot of time for. He is really looking good in the center half, one of the centers. Okay. There's also Nashan Bolt Barrett. He's one of the defenders also. He's from Clarendon College, right? And I understand the top player who is the smoothest and reads the game like a Bible. He was the former captain of the under-15s, right? He's from Mount Pleasant, York Castle again, right? So the back line so far, we see 3 players there who are looking good. The midfield, we know of, well, 2 players are in the midfield now that you can see are almost professional.
Starters and professional.
They are starters.
I'm sure Ronaldo Barrett has started.
Yeah, man. Ronaldo Barrett from Hydel and Cavalier. He's a regular starter for Cavalier in the Premier League.
Hold on the Sir Paul. Anybody who start over Ronaldo Barrett is a gem. Ronaldo Barrett is a gem, you know. But anybody who start over him in the defensive midfield position is a world beater. Take it as me tell you. Continue.
Well, it's competition, you know. Funny enough, is another Cavalier player who is a second generation reggae boy also, Adrian Reed, who was a regular starter also in the latter part of
Did he play left back for Georges or right back?
No, he played in the middle, man. Adrian Reed, he plays in the middle, attacking, you know, defensive mid there also. Yeah, man, he plays anywhere in the midfield. Well, he can play almost anywhere on the field.
Good player, good player. Saw him kicking penalties and taking free kicks. Look
yeah, man. Like he's from St. George's, I said Cavalier. And the other player I expect to make a big impact, he's a player from Wilmers and what club?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. And he has been scoring. He has been scoring in most of the matches so far.
So right? People, you have it there. The player who is scoring the goal in the practice matches is Jamani Bell. Look like him Look like him start. Unless one of the 2 players will come tonight, better than him.
Well, look here. Why? It's going to be difficult. Anyway,
one of the good thing about Jamani Bell is that he have experience playing against Premier League team. So playing against the Arne team won't fear him at all. He's going to run at those players.
He hasn't played against bigger players all
in life.
He's small.
What is his age? What is his age? Tell them now.
Jamani Bell is just 15. He's 16, way down in the year. So he's not even 16 yet. Right. Okay.
Continue.
The other player, he just turned 16 the other day, right? He's from also Mount Pleasant and that's the school? York Castle.
York Castle. No,
Granny Park.
No. Well, him go York Castle, but him a Cavaliers player. He's a Cavaliers player.
He goes to the Mount Pleasant Academy, but he's registered with Cavalier Football Club. I think he's also registered in the Premier League also. Yeah, you know, he's supposed to be. I'm not sure. Can't give the proof on that.
And people, listen so
the other player who I know is also another Premier League player, starter. Yes, this is his second season starting in the Premier League. A lot of people don't know that we have a forward who is this young, right? He's 16, not 17 yet. He has gone overseas. I think he went with the Kingston Academy to the Netherlands. And he played very well. He was one of the standout players. Right? You know his name?
Yes. Dunstan Cohen.
Yes. From Denby High School.
And you know him coach there with him, so supposed to in good stead at the moment. Understand me? Lamar Margaret is coach at Denby.
And he's also with Beer.
And he's also playing at Beer.
Second year starter for Beer. So like it or not, he has a lot of experience.
So that means that Ducky favored him and now Dixon favored him. And
yeah, man.
It's not so easy for a youngster to get favored by Ducky.
Well, in any JPL team, if you think about it, these 3 youngsters that we called, Reed, Barrett, and Cohen.
Right.
I don't think there's no other Premier League team has any 16-year-old that were starting. They might have 16 that got game time, but to start and basically, especially even with a Cavalier team, that's not a weak team. This is a competitive team. These players, all of these players are something special. And this is something that we have always lacked. that having players coming into the national team who have experience with senior. So these are like our local pros, right? So this is something significant for us. We have never had this ever. We have had players who have been connected to maybe a Cavalier or a Arnett or a, Harborview, but they are not regular starters at the level at under 16. Not a normal thing.
Here, Jeremy, who leader? You are affiliated with the Cavaliers. Jeremy, easy,
Yeah, man.
But the three players that are in the team right now who are playing Premier League are Duncan Cohen, Ronaldo Barrett, Adrian Reed Jr. I think there is more,
There might be more. And these are the three starters. That's the difference you have to look at, There are other players in there that would have had minutes, that sort of thing. But I'm not looking at the minutes, right? Because for me, you're looking at when a player has a certain amount of time on the field, it makes a big difference. You understand? And I can tell you, that these three players, when you probably even look at them compared, they have probably even more experience than even the US. I think only one of the US players that his name is bandied about that is arriving tonight. He's the only other player that might have more experience than them, Because I think he's
I'm full of experience. I'm playing a cold, I'm playing a snow, I'm playing a hot weather, full of experience.
Yeah, man, and they're looking to push him in the senior setup there, which is also significant,
Right.
So I expect a lot from him.
But you would say Jamani Bell and Dylan John have a lot of experience.
Yes, they do too. That's what because they have traveled a lot with Phoenix, so they have a lot of experience doing that. Cohen himself has done it overseas also. Adrian Reed has done traveling overseas. So the team itself, in addition to the guys that were in the under 15, there's a tremendous amount of experience because that's one of the things that we normally have an issue with when we have these teams going out there, that a lot of the players, they're traveling for the first time, they don't know what to do. So, it's nerves get to them so this time we have a lot of
players who are experienced.
We have a number of them there with a significant amount of experience.
And Sir Paul, this is one of the things that I have to congratulate the coaching staff and doing, and the manager, and even JFF, and the technical committee. You understand me? Open up certain things to them. Getting games, getting the overseas players to do a camp. Look at players practice games over there. Big up Altiman Butler. Stuff like that. Persons looking for players in the US national team to get them to come over to us. Stuff like that. That is very important, and I'm gonna see it can bear fruit for us, and bear a lot of fruit for us. My problem still, there's always a but, Sir Paul. That's my problem is still, is the coaching staff apart from Wassernals, who did well, did not carry the team to the World Cup, but he did well with the under 20 team, with the likes of Maggie and so forth, Jamal Topi. I don't think the coaching staff have that. I would say now the experience in a competition like this where it's so tight and whatever take it, whatever look at it, anyway we look at it. If we come second or first, we either go and play USA or Mexico or Canada, one of those teams.
Well, the best thing that we can do is either come first
in the quarterfinals.
First or third is what we have to come.
I don't think
we come first. We have to try to find some way to come third.
But I don't think we should try to come not less than first.
Yeah, but somehow I don't know how teams can do that. But if you can't come first, if you come first or third, you have an easier route.
We easily can beat Guadeloupe, Cuba, Costa Rica.
Potentially, yes. So it depends on the cohesion and what happens with the team. You understand? And the experience of rotating the players, because player rotation is going to be key. Because if you don't rotate the players and then now the legs going, because look here, playing so many matches almost back to back. Because after that, it's just recovery, for some of your players. So you're going to have to make sure your players are fit.
How much massage therapy is going there with them?
I don't know the actual complement, but this time I can say I don't think we're going to have issues re money right now, because with the Adidas deal kicking in, I don't know when the money will arrive, but the JFF will know that what the budget is like. So that won't be an issue of making sure enough personnel is here, right? And that's why one of the things they even have this camp. And normally we wouldn't have had a camp for this long period, right? So it's a long time we haven't had a residential camp for so long. I can't remember it anytime recent. We're doing this at youth level.
True. That's very true.
And especially integrating the overseas players. Normally we have the local players, and then a week or so before the overseas players come, and then it's another chaotic thing. But this time we have everybody. So the coach has no excuse to say, boy, him just see this player. He has all players at literally the same time. So him can't come and say, boy, him see these overseas players late and so on. He has everybody at the same time for almost the same length of time.
One of the mistake I think we as fans made was even in under 20 saying that because the player play for Man U, he not for come on a camp, we just come in a team and got the competition. That was saying. That was said last time. So when the big game player, they not for come on a camp.
Right? Coach made it clear that all players, right, have to come to the camp.
No, look at this now. The under 17 team. All the top players are here. All the top overseas players are here. And that's something he invite a couple more to come now. Right? How much weeks we have leave for the competition?
We have approximately 3 weeks or so for the competition. And what is significant, is that formerly we used to hear that, the clubs will release them. Well, a particular player coming from Columbus Crew. He got his blessing from the team. They put it up that he's coming. So we're not calling name yet. So that thing now where people used to say we have issues. There was an issue, however, with a player from LAFC that was here. And I think his cousin or stepbrother is also having he's also from LAFC. They have some issues with passport, that sort of thing. Nancy, give me a minute.
Yeah, no problem. So people, we're going to share the screen. Of the MLS youths that are top quality prospect, who they're looking for, pushing their big team. You understand? Some of the players who are in their youth academy, and we're going to show you some of those players who are now in the national team. You understand me? Hope you guys are seeing the screen. I am going to zoom it up a little for you guys to see what I am talking about. Yeah, man. Yeah. So, Malachi, so Orlando, LA Galaxy. So we could start. We're looking for Malachi Grant. All right. Malachi Grant is an Atlanta player. FC Dallas, Chicago Fires. Looking for Atlanta people. So we're going for Atlanta. So we're not talk and then we don't have no evidence to back it up. You understand me? Unseen Sports always have the evidence to back up anything. You understand me? Look if Sir Paul come back. No, Sir Paul is not there. Yeah, player management or big up yourself are in the building. Many and staff should be a part of the coaching staff. I think so, but remember Lenny had want teams that have training from a period of time so it can have an effect on the team. You understand me? So a short stint like this I don't think he will take the opportunity. Local program or ballers will be stagnant. Mhm. Mhm. Stay people. So we're looking for Atlanta. Atlanta United. See the Atlanta United? Let's read. A few top prospects in Wiley, Gard, and Torres integrated Wiley in his first team while given the opportunity to learn. Injuries have helped open doors for opportunities. Morales are talent players. They have not been able to develop super well. Opportunities for mid-level talent have been lacking. 2006 class looking pretty weak, but 2007 could be very good. Lost some potential. Good 2004 to NCA. All right, let's move on down. Key prospect. See Malachi Grant right here, 2006, born 2006, so he's eligible to play under 17 prospect Malachi Grant, and he is in the national U17 team. So that's Malachi Grant. Now, the player that's supposed to land in Jamaica tonight, people, ready for the big game? The player was supposed to land tonight is from Columbus Crew. Columbus Crew people. Let's look for Columbus Crew. So we can show you exactly what we're talking about, and we don't talk what is not so. So we're looking for that player, Columbus Crew. And we'll look for some other players as well. I think Sir Leader is there. Blessings, Lagos, man. Big up yourself, Lagos. Thanks for joining. You're late though. You're late to answer sports boss. Yeah, Sir Paul. So I am on the website, and I'm going to just finish.
Here some names you're calling. Malachi, who is that again?
Malachi Grant. He's in the national under 17 team. Atlanta United, and he's a prospect also. Did you know that one?
No, that one was new to me.
All right, so we're going to look for some other one. You understand me? So just give me the name. Look at the list. Give me the name of the one that we the MLS club, and I will look for them on the list. Because I'm sure these players that the scout look for was top players in the MLS. Top players, not the mediocre ones. Top players.
Well, the top players, I don't know. Did you call Kyrome Lumsden, LAFC?
LAFC. All right, so we're going to look for Kyrome Lumsden at the moment. Kyrome Lumsden, LAFC. LAFC coming up, people. Give me LAFC. All right. Very good talent from 2004-2007 group. Nobody from 2003 has shown a good bar from homegrown deals, but nobody signed from 2005 class and younger. 2007 class is extremely talented. Will always have recruiting battles with LA Galaxy, but the territory is as rich as any in the country, and there is plenty of talent to go around. I've yet to show the ability to integrate a U19 players into the first team. Understandable, this year gives the talent in the first team, but what these young players are going to be looking for. Key prospects. Kyrone Lumsden, central midfielder, and his birthday, he born in 2007. Sorry, people, 2007 is the year that he was entered into the earth. Kyrone Lumsden, central midfielder, 2007. So, what age will he be at the moment?
Right now he is 15. He's going to be 16 this year. Actually, he's a player that I know his stepfather. His father has died, right? But I know them for years now. I think about 4 or 5 years now. Where I met them when my club team had gone to the Gathia Cup, and we met them. It's 2 of them actually, himself and there's another youngster who was also looked at, right? And what I can say is that they are very, very good, and Lumsden especially really wants to play in honor of his father that has departed, but they have some issues.
Even him stepfather too.
What's that?
Even him stepfather too, man, play for.
Yeah, man. No, man, it's Jamaicans, you know. Look here, when I met them, you know, I yard, you know. I yard, man, look here, them grew up. They are yard players. You understand? So, you understand? So I really, really wanted to play. They're having some issues getting the the documents. I've seen most of the documents because they asked me to assist to an extent and so on. So I don't know exactly how far they are right now, but he's also in the US team, right? But if everything goes right and all the documents come through, right, he is gonna be wearing the green, black, and gold. I can tell you, because the coach has already made it clear that anybody coming in from a top club, he will include the last minute.
Lagos, tell me which club Chandler Young play for, so we can look if he's a top prospect. Because if he's that good, Charlotte Academy, Atlanta.
If they're that good, they're going to be on this list. If they are
if he's that good, if he's top player, he's going to be on this list.
There,
so they could look for Chandler Young. That's what Atlanta, Charlotte Academy. Let's see. Charlotte Academy.
Okay, if you notice what they're doing now is they select out just some various years of the more talented players that they see, So they don't just throw in a number them from 2007 or 2006, whatever. They select so that they understand they actually just spear fishing and pinpoint particular players. So they're very specific when they're doing this. And this is one of the things Jamaica needs to have is a database, similar database.
So Charlotte FC here, Charlotte FC. I am not seeing any Chandler Young here, right? You understand me? So
he might be at the club, but he might not be one of them that the US are targeting, because that's the difference. He's probably a very good player, but we're talking about that list is players that the US want to target to cap.
Okay.
That's why you have to get that, because look at it this way: a US team can only, especially for under 17, only 20 players. So you're going to have a lot of players that they would want to tie that they can't tie.
Yeah.
So that's what that list is significant about. So you'd have to look at the players born 2006, 2007. And normally in these competitions, they're going to go for some of the older. So a lot of those born 2007 are going to just slip through unless, various circumstances, but they're going to slip through. So these are the ones that we can hold on to from now. Once a player is with a team from his young, you start to get him into the Aki and Starfish, the whole culture. So it's easier to hold on to them when they become bigger stars later on.
So we're going to look for our next player, Sir Paul Aston Garden from Atlanta United. Atlanta FC. So let's just look for Atlanta FC people. We're giving you the official results. So you don't send a talk, we are talking them thing at the on the internet. Yeah, man. So we reach to the big one. So we reach Jamaica tonight. These are players that are supposed to be on the camp already. Yeah, man. Them name the thing. So Atlanta United. Aston Garden winger 2007. See the key prospects. Aston Garden. His name is there. So Sir Paul, you have to give the recruiter them a round of applause.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Give them a round of applause.
Doing them work this time, man.
Do them work this time. You understand me? These are top players, top prospect in the US. But you are going now. I'm sure you have people that say, oh, no, England top player now come. You understand that? You know, you go already. Because I tell you, hey, Jamaican people funny body now. As soon as you hear certain people jump on the wagon now, what the England player them there? Why? Can't you early?
Well, Che Gardner is from England, like it or not. He was born in England, right? Even though his father is from Jamaica, he was born in England, like it or not. And he is, I don't think he might not be on the England radar. But at this stage, one of the things that the players going to have to commit themselves to is being in the camp for the 4 or 5 weeks or that sort of thing. And I know that another one of these youngsters here coming from, I don't know, you went through Columbus Crew yet? That was off a little.
No, man, we soon reach. We are leaving for last, man. Man. I am at the top man, man. We won't leaving for last, no, man.
No, I don't know where you reach, I don't know.
You know who we reach now? We reach Malachi Molina.
Okay.
Malachi Molina from FC Dallas. So we'll look for FC Dallas now, people. That's a DC United, New York Red Bulls, FC Chicago Fire, FC Dallas. So reach FC Dallas. Yeah. So let us read. Without a doubt, the most acclaimed and accomplished academy in large part because they prioritized before other clubs did. Other clubs have seen the rewards and are now catching up. Dallas is also a great territory for talent, and they did not have a lot of competition for that talent. Houston, Austin, and others are stepping up their efforts, and as a result, Dallas is weakening, but only slightly. Losing Matthew Corcoran to USL as a big loss. A great collection of talent throughout the age levels, and 2007 got a big boost this offseason with the acquisition of Scabin, Swan, and Moon Sun, but lost a couple of key guys to Real Salt Lake. And we'll just move on to the key. What's his name? Malachi Molina?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, see me here. Malachi is a right back. Malachi Molina is a right back. Barnes 2006 people. So Malachi Molina is a right back, and then key prospects. He's a key prospect, and he is what age now? Going to be what, 17?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are I think in MLS generation next list of top players. There are a list of players different from that they had as top players for MLS next generation. So this is another big name that we snatched.
Yeah, people. Malachi Molina. Yeah, man. So we're going to look for the next one. Adrian Mahoney, Toronto FC. Adrian Mahoney, Toronto FC. So let's look for Adrian Mahoney, Toronto FC, people. Adrian Mahoney, Toronto FC. Yeah, we have a lot of top players in the diaspora now.
Yeah, man. You know, one of the things that is significant now, this year, normally I have always a criticism that we're always hearing about the ones from England, but our nearest diaspora, which has always done very, very well at youth level, we have never been able to coach and get any of those good players. We always hear about some youngsters, but the ones who normally get are the ones who, there's a KC old boy or a JC old boy, who, you know, but they're not top prospects. They're just connected.
Yeah, never really in a top player. Never really in a top player. I'm gonna see now. Looking for Toronto FC. I'm gonna see him.
Well, look like they're not in there. No, I think
they were listed in Canada.
Players from the US. Going to be US MLS.
Okay, so okay, yeah, for real.
Maybe they're not here. That's why.
They won't listen. Yeah, right. you can drop.
USA supposed to cap.
Yeah, man, you can drop the big one now if you want to. You can drop the big one now. Yeah, man, drop the big one now.
Columbus Crew, man. You can see why Columbus Crew have now.
All right, so Columbus Crew, ascending youth program with strong 2005-2006 class. 2007 is looking average. Nothing from 2003 to 2004. Lost off a lot of players to NCAA. Nobody on this list is an homegrown deal yet. Haven't given a ton of opportunity at MLS next pro level. Recruiting well, but need to see how they integrate with first team and give top talent opportunities at higher levels.
What are the midfielders that you have there?
Midfielders. Caleb Bornia, 2005. Taha Aborn, 2006. Cole M. Rocco, 2006. Aaron Erg, 2007. Aaron Erg.
Really?
Yeah, Aaron Erg.
Sounds familiar, you know.
The name is sound familiar?
Yeah, man.
The name is sound familiar, people.
Supposed to be arriving tonight.
Supposed to?
I think he probably arrived already still.
I'm arrived already?
I suppose I'm not 100%, but I know already he's supposed to be in the camp tonight.
People, Aaron Erg, central midfielder. People.
Central attacking midfielder.
Don't take our words for it. This is a player that plays in snow. people, let me share something with you now, guys. Yeah, you wouldn't understand what going on. You know. You see the recruiting will take
He
place
was
now.
in the USA team, I
You
think,
see the
up to
recruiting.
October 2022. He was in one of the squads
You
up
see
to
the
that time.
you see the
Okay?
recruiting will take place now, people. Normally, you know. So you are going now. I was showing what going. You understand me? Just give me a second there. Continue to talk the Sir Paul.
Yeah, man. So Urge, I think, is another one of the big prospects that we have latched for this team here. So we're going to be expecting a lot from this guy that has come in, especially we're literally grabbing him from the USA right here now, right? Because this was a guy that was right in there 20, so to speak, that we get him. You understand? It's not a guy that would have been in the 40 or 50. This is right from that we're really pulling him out, right? And I think this is one of those that whoever is assisting with the recruiting right now,
You seen the
is doing
scream?
them work.
You seen it?
Yeah, man.
All right. Just say face then I see it good or you want me to zoom it up more?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Okay, let me say, put on like a thing here, son. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
All right. So people, screen get bigger than now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you know what's a erg that right? So look like a Jamaican. Already. Rasta man, you know.
Yeah, man.
Like a Jamaican this already people.
Hey, let me tell you something. A lot of these kids that grow up, in the US and England, them parents, when you're in the yard, in the house, part of them talking.
All right.
Maybe when them go out, otherwise, they might see the Yankee and thing, but straight yard. So
See the ball there?
very,
See the ball
they
there?
know about them culture. Like it or not, I can tell you that. Mm-hmm.
You hear somebody say, look what is coming. Second best soccer player I know. Bro thinks he's Messi. Oh my God. The ball there.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you. Look here. This kid here going to be, I think, a big addition. And not all of these kids. I'm going to tell you something, man. What I understand is the JFF is going to be doing. They're not able to really do it to the level they want it, but we see a change in already. We already see a change with this under 17. We hear it's going to be even bigger with the next under 15. Because the next, not even under 15, next under 17 is literally going to start training in another 2 months.
Listen to this. My name is Keasley and I own a media production company. I came across your page and noticed you play soccer. If you have any of your favorite clips or plays, you can send them to us and we'll feature you on your page for free. The boss big. The boss big.
Man, I know. Ordinary player this,
Yeah,
I
man.
tell you, ordinary player will land. So I can tell you.
People can go back and watch some of his clip. You can click on his name, Aaron Erg, Aaronurge, and you'll see some of his under 14 games. You see the level of football is IQ is high. Playing that position from he was young, attacking midfield, very calm, knows what he's doing with the ball. Don't give up the ball. Do not break down the ball for purpose. Quality play in the midfield, people. Check him out. All right, don't take my word for it. Check him out. Don't take Sir Paul word for it. Check him out yourself. Aaron Erg, people, top quality. I just want him to get into the team and get that cohesiveness with the players. Understand me? I think that is the biggest thing. You could be a big player, but if you don't have that cohesiveness.
Well, I can tell you the coaching staff waiting on him really, really. I know the coach really happy to have landed him. I can tell you.
So people don't want to see him playing at this condition. Big ball, play in them condition. I think I can't play all the condition.
Hey. These are what you call players that are in pro environments, These are one of the things that people always say, we're using pure schoolboys. Well, right away, I think I counted outside of the 3 that are JPS starters. You can say those are local pros, right? And we have other youngsters there now. How much was that? Yeah, about 4 or so.
Yeah.
All right, so you're talking about 7 pro players. Oh, and then if you ever look at the goalkeeper, because Lynch basically has played with Mount Pleasant. So you
Right.
could say
At 15-year-old, play for Mount
right.
Pleasant.
So basically, you're talking about 4 local players exposed to pro conditions, at least 4 overseas exposed to pro conditions. So we basically having a team with 8 players that are exposed to pro conditions locally and overseas. That is a first at under 17. Never before. Never before.
Never before.
Never before. We have had overseas players, yes, but not of the caliber that we're having right now. We have had local players that are connected to Premier League clubs, but never starters. Never. Not at this level. Never before have we had this. I can tell you that for a fact. But things are changing because what the JFF said going forward, the under 20 especially, any player coming locally to that must be coming from a Premier League or a tier 2.
Tell him who coach a team there. Tell him who coach a team there.
Oh, the coach?
Yeah, man.
The
Big
coach
man,
is
man.
from Sweden.
Yeah,
From
man. Sweden.
Yes.
Big man, Januar. Januar, name Januar?
Wall.
Januar.
Assistant national coach. So the quickest way to get in the senior squad too. Whisper, we're talking to you. Is that under 20 that the coach is getting right into the coach's eye right there? That under 20 will be significant because you're going to see a number of those players filtering into the senior program. That's why John Wall is attached there.
When is the under 20? When is the under 20 supposed to start? The preparation for the under 20 is supposed to start.
I know under 20. Look here, as far as I understand, both under 17, which is going to be the 15 years old, the kids that are 15, and then under 20, which are the kids that are going to be 18-year-old this year. So that's like the Christopher Ainsworth, what's that here again from Waterhouse? JC.
Oh, JC, Blake.
Blake, right, Blake, and certain people from Kingston College, Richie Royalty's son. Another one of those that we're looking to be in that under 20. So he will be the scope of the national coach. So if you want to go to in the senior,
look on Satchel too. Satchel?
I can tell you, I
Satchel
expect much from that under 20 and seen a lot.
Or Satchel too old now? Satchel is old?
No, I think Satchel, I'm not sure. Satchel might be too old. I think so, you know, because the player would have to be, no, Satchel definitely too old because the player would have to be still eligible to play Manning Cup this year.
Okay.
Right. So Ainsworth, Whisper, Blake, all of them are still eligible. So these players for the next under 20, they would have to be 18 this year. So then again, this is when they're going to be having the 18th birthday this year. I think about 2005. Right? Right. So only 2005.
But run through some comment now, because people must vex when I run through the comment. Chandler is a wonder kid, very good player. Okay. How many locals in the squad? How many locals in the squad?
It's almost balanced, you know. It's fairly balanced, to be honest, you know. It's fairly balanced. I think about 20 to 10, something roughly around that. 20 local to about 10 overseas.
Unseen asks leader, what's up with the schoolboy team that's supposed to visit the USA this week? I said it's supposed to go.
Schoolboy team? No, nothing about that.
No about that. Alex Reed, check your DM. Check my next video I'm going to do 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Breakfast morning show. And you see the thumbnail. You're late, Alex Reed. You're late. Look on the thumbnail, my boss. Check it. Why I say we show it on the screen. They're on my YouTube already. I show it on the screen, man. Marcus Reed should be given a chance. Was outstanding yesterday. Oh, Marcus Reed can't play 17 people. Come on. Marcus Reed is 19 years old. Marcus Reed about 19 years old.
have to be is not schoolboy. Come on, people, and these guys that are young, these are the younger players. I don't hear nobody say, boy,
So-
Whisper get fight out of this team. I'm too old.
So, may I ask you a question? How Marcus Reed wasn't in the under 20 the other day?
I don't. I really don't know.
I think swear to me, I think that recruitment was poor.
I don't know. Look here. What did Marcus Reed this last year? I'm trying to remember. What did he do last year?
No, remember, you know, most of the
Look,
players.
that's what I'm saying. No, listen. When he's playing this year, you know, you're minusing all of those players, right? Who were at a certain level last year. So him playing this year against another lesser batch, him going to look better, you know. That's what happens some of the times, you know. People don't realize it. You're relative against who you play against.
But so I ask you a question. So we're wait till when time somebody reach a top player, then we call him all the while.
No, well, look here. What is going to be simple is that players going forward is that we're going to know that when we're looking for our players, we're going to know that our top players are in the Premier League or Tier 2.
Okay.
You understand? When we're looking for a player that only playing 3 months of schoolboy football for the year, that don't make no sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That when we're putting our national teams together, we're going for a player that after December, him not playing no more ball again until September. That doesn't make sense. I might be playing a little pickup game. No, we need players that has the schoolboy football over January, December, then bomb into a Premier League team, or by March, them into a Tier 2 team. You understand? So, that's what we need. So they would be playing an additional, how many months is that? Almost 6 months, you know?
Yeah,
so these are players that would be active 9 months for the year. We can't, once we have players active 9 months for the year, that is when you're going to start competing against other players from who we're going up against. It don't make sense to play with 3 months players. That don't make no sense. You need players that are active for 9 months minimum.
No sense at all. Mario Russell say the JFF needs to get a new TV deal for the national team and the JPL so we in the diaspora can get a chance to watch the local football national team when they play. So we now Sportsmax app.
Sportsmax is there. You can get.
Yeah, but Instat, you can watch it on Instat. You can watch it on His Goal. His Goal get locked down. His Goal. I think it's on VIP Box and VIP League. Those.
Look here. They just need to do the research because last year I think one of the biggest advertisers for the JPL was that match against Dunbeola and Cavalier. That was streamed and restreamed so many times. It was a good advertisement. A lot of people watch that match.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So their matches are there. It's just that what happens now is that the JPL needs to step up their marketing and push these things out there in the diaspora a little bit more. And then now the JFF, they need to get also out there. Because look here, the media market has changed. I work in media. And media has changed from a lot of people, when they talk about TV deal, some of them talking about what you see on free air. That's not how we're watching TV anymore. You understand?
Everybody on Instagram.
Thinking and going out. Right?
Everybody on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Right, that's how you go. You watch your thing and you get it. You get your app and you watch your matches. You understand?
App, you know.
Yeah. And that's how it is now. Everything has changed.
Or some link where you know what I mean?
Everything has changed now.
Yeah. There's some link. So Serpa, give us the names of the players who went in passport issue. Top player would have been in the team.
One top player. I know that overseas, Kyrome Lumsden, as we were discussing before, he has some issues, sorting out his passport right now. And sometimes a lot of people don't understand what the intricacies in getting your passport entails. I might know who my father is and I might have his documents, but if a little section is spelled like, say, his name is Maxwell, and then it's spelled MAX with one L, right, on that document. If he goes to the passport office and I go with him, and my ID has the 2 L's, then they're going to refuse it. You're going to have to go through another thing now to get everything changed. It's not as simple as that. So when you have these simple errors, we might look at it as small. Then another thing is sometimes we're going there now with our ID has maybe some people going with a national ID, and then no, it don't have your middle name there, right? And so the birth certificate for the child has it there. So you have another issue again. So apart from London, I know that you have this youngster that was connected to Charlie Mount. He was one of the starting players early on in the season, but I think passport issues knocked him out, and he's a really talented player. And I think Hurd is one of those that are coming in to fill the gap that player has left right now. I don't remember what his name is right offhand. I don't want to call him. But I know he, so those are the 2 players I know, significant players who are having a little bit of issues with their documents. But what I do know, and I can confirm, coming from people connected with the JFF, that if their documents are sorted out in time, they can make small adjustments to the 30 player list and get them included. So it can
people, this is the only picture I have with Malachi Grant. This is when he was in U13, when he was a U13 player. Look at his face right here. You seen him, Sir Paul Maxwell?
Yeah, man.
And this was his team right here. Yeah. But people, I never tell you, urge play against Manchester United in a game, People against, so playing against those top team, you really deserve a spot in the national team, you understand me? In the under 17 team. So I think that the scout did a wonderful job, people. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let us, we want to find out what you guys are thinking about the under 17 team at the moment. You understand me? What you think about the under 17 team and stuff. Let me read this one. So the JFF, passed that already. Let's read this one. Watch how you all get friend and invest in overseas youngsters.
Hold on. Look here, let me tell you something. Unseen, let me just squash this one here, Look here. All of you, when you need a little money from overseas and you call your auntie or your uncle or your brother or your friend or so that gone up and working in the snow and so, them are not Jamaican. Look here, you need to move off from that and understand that we have more Jamaicans living overseas than living on the island, yeah? So, and let me tell you, if they are actually interested in coming, like these guys are, and as I said, these are not just players that were marginal and never have a chance in a USA team. These are top players, top
prospect.
Right? And these are players that have been exposed to hours and hours and hours of training compared to even our players that are there now. Because the best players that we have in there now that are attached to Premier League, they don't even come close to the amount of hours that these overseas guys have done. So we have to give, a lot. There's a lot of things that we need to learn locally, right? Just like how the senior team needs the overseas experience also to be a better team, we also need that in the youth teams, right? Because if you look at how certain teams did well in the World Cup, we need to do these things so we can lock certain youngsters, get them into the Jamaica team from early, so that later on, when some of these guys here become big prospects, they already have an idea of the Jamaican culture. They have an idea of how they're playing CONCACAF. It's nothing unusual. So we need to do these things from early. You understand? Get them involved from early. You see?
So look, if you look at the screen now, this is Malachi Molina, people. 16, see me? Yeah, the team youth still, Look at this youth, man. This is about 6 foot something, man.
Yeah, man. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm saying,
yes,
one of the things the coaching staff has said, that this particular under 17 team, we normally have issue with the players, when they're going up against these other players, they're looking puny and size-wise, I can tell you that is not an issue. These players might even be potentially bigger than the under 20 that we had.
The boss there, Jamaica.
Some of them are very small, like Gardner and the little guy there, Bell. But the majority of them are players that will hold their own physically. And when they play in CONCACAF, it's a physical league, like it or not. So we need these players that will be able to compete physically also, right? So this is one of the things that is a positive in the team, that we have a lot of players that, you know, are physically suited for this thing.
You can see him there, South Beach, Florida. You can look at him abdomen. You see him well.
Yeah, man. These guys are guys that go through the regular training and so on. And we have a far way to go, you know. None of our players have gone through what these guys who are connected to the major league clubs, you know. Okay, you have to look at it, you know. These are guys that are with the various major league academies, right? Because this is the way that the US is going now. They're using to take the homegrown talent and push them up through their thing. You understand? To develop the league there. So if we can, look here, other countries recruit from the diaspora heavily. Look at how well did Morocco do in the World Cup the other day?
They did well. They reached the semi-final.
Okay. How many of those players came from the diaspora though?
A lot.
A lot of them. So look here, Jamaica need to just wake up, yeah? They need to wake up and stop with this thing with, we can't, if you can't ball, say you want it at the senior level, and you don't have a junior. Now we're going to move into a direct way where we're getting to look at the players early. We have brought in the players early, and I think if this team here don't qualify, it's only the reason would have been that they didn't do it a little bit earlier. But
yeah, preparation.
I have enough hope that right now I see the thing being done differently. So I'm looking for something positive with the next under 20 and the next under 17. Because those two programs are going to be 2-year programs. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Alex Wright say, okay, Mario say can the JFL set up an account for the fans to give a contribution to funding? They always say they need money. Well, they might always need money, but right now I think they have money issue right now based on what about Zach Lovelace lead? I will ask Mario Russell. I will ask how can you do that? I will call and ask. Shirley can also do it as well and see how best we can. So link me on Instagram, Unseen Sports TV on Instagram, and we'll give you the information. All right, after we ask and find out. Yeah.
Unseen, I can tell them, you know, if you want to contribute to the JFF, once the Adidas deal come through, buy a shirt. That's a simple.
Suppose you want to spend some more money.
No, man, buy 2 shirts or 3 shirts.
No, man, suppose you want to spend millions.
Buy a shirt if I'm area. Some shirts, because look here, let me tell you something. The Adidas deal, you know, them want to get the shirt sold, like it or not, you know. And it's the idea, you know, is that Jamaica is a brand, not just a reggae boy. You know? It's a Jamaican brand and jumping on.
You wear it anywhere, man. Anything. Party, everything you wear Jamaica.
You know, that thing with Arsenal. And then a coincidence that, you know, at the Jamaican brand.
You know this player?
Jamaican goal is a brand.
You know this player? Zach Lovelace.
No.
RR said long-term is to the overseas youths might switch if the first world country call them with bitter perks. RR easy though. Then he said, RR, are they not Jamaican people kids as well? RR, are they not? Oh, you said 2 times. RR said, Tennessee, how many of the English youth switch from the youth system to a different senior team? A lot. Tennessee said, leader, what about Zach Lovelace? I don't know about this. Tennessee said, RR, love how many of this switch because I have been watching football from some time on. I have never heard them switch, so you tell me, bro, because I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah,
well, Unseen, to be honest, I've never really seen any player that's called up as a youth, switch. I think maybe you might have one.
Yeah, man, one switch, one playing for US now. We switch. It's a Jamaican, a youth player, and then him switch. I think him score on us. He's always the one who scored on us at the national stadium.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. He's a Jamaican youth player. And he switch. Him say Jamaica never call him back, so he might not have no choice to go back. And US call him, saying go cut.
Well, that's one of the things that we always have a problem with it. Our database, we're not monitoring the players.
So the same thing can reach you know. Look at Erg. If Erg don't get a call up for the under 20 or the under or the big man team, we go US him a play good US, I will take him.
Look here, one of the things that I expect now is that we're going to having an under 20 camp regularly. The guys are going to perform, Look here, it's not a charity thing either, So the guys from this under 17 that does well will automatically get into that next under 20 pool. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is one of the things that we have to look at. And the ones them that are, I think, Herge, I think he's eligible for two times at the under 20. So when the next under 20 comes around, I think he will be eligible again for the next time. So if we have him now for under 17, and then we get to call him for that under 20 when he's about 18, I don't think we have a problem for losing when the cycle come again. Because listen, let me tell you the thing, The other thing is that some of these players that are basically 17 this year, right?
Right.
In 3 years' time, they're going to be 20. Okay? In 3 years' time, when they are 20, you have to look at what is happening in 3 years' time, What is happening in 2026?
World Cup, man.
And look here, players going to be looking at the easiest way for them to get into the World Cup. So I can tell you,
Jamaica is one of those ways.
Many players going to be looking elsewhere. Now is when you're going to have an influx of players from England. Everybody going to be looking for them granny and grandfather birth certificate now, and digging up something,
Oh, yes, the granny and grandfather birth certificate.
And going to the trunk in the attic and them thing there and I dig up the birth certificate or the old passport and thing and try find it. Yeah, because look here, like it or not, 2026 is I think it's even more key than 1998 when the thing was enlarged to give us 3 teams, right? Because that was not even as sure. Now you're talking, you're pulling out 3 of the big guns out of the mix. Because let me just make it simple. If this year, right, was 2026, right? As far as I know, wouldn't we have qualified? I think we would have qualified. Yeah. We would have qualified. Just basically, that's the basic fact of the matter. If you pull out the big 3 this year, technically we could have, and I meaning 6 teams going through, we would have qualified.
Look at this player, Adrian Mahoney, Toronto FC. Winner of the ESPN Disney Showcase Boys U19 division. Out of 24, there is only 1 champion. Who is that? Adrian Mahoney. Big up yourself, you. Look at him. Big, Look at him calf them.
Yeah, man. That's it. These are the kids that we need to get integrated, and they will help our kids, with their professionalism.
Central defensive midfielder also, Toronto FC.
Because let me tell you something, Unseen.
Very rough.
You know that when these players from these various academies come to play for us, their teams monitor them.
Yeah.
And when the teams monitor them and they see the other players that play with them, they go onto the radar also. So there's a win-win situation for even the local players who are there. So when you have a Herge playing in the midfield with, say, a Adrian Reed or Ronaldo Barrett or a Jamani Bell, right away they get on the radar for these MLS teams. So they start tracking them from early. You understand? So those are the things that we're looking for now.
You hear him say? To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Full of quotes. Top player. Good youth, man. I like him body. Him structure, you know.
Yeah, man. This is one of the things, as I say, we won't have too much of an issue this time. We just want to see that these players all come through fit, without any injuries, because they're going to have a very grueling task, for the matches that are coming up. Because I think when we went in the last under 20, we had players in that team that went in with some serious injuries, and that hampered us seriously. Because there are players here that I wouldn't have taken. Because as far as I see, when you're going to be playing every other day, you can't take players that are not. I don't believe in that. You understand? And I can make a statement here, right? Quote unquote. Christopher Pearson had an injury. I would not have carried him. It didn't make sense that you're going in there and you're basically hobbling. You understand? It didn't make sense, right? But the coach made his decision, and that is history from there, right?
Yeah, the coach blunder in that competition still.
Yeah,
and
man.
Also, JFF. I tell you, JFF never helped him. Not at all. Understand me? See, Shamir Blois from FC, Prime FC. He's a goalkeeper, people. Goalkeeper, Shamir Blois, overseas goalkeeper from Prime FC in the squad. Look at him, people. See him there? Good height, very big. Yeah, man. Good. The goal, look at his action kicking out the ball. Yeah. Knows the game well.
As far as I understand, him going basically give Lynch a big run for his money, man. You understand? Because you might very well have him starting, you never know. But he is, when he was seen first, he really was outstanding. So he might very well, you never know, end up, I think, the starting position in there as we go along. We're going to see how that goes. Okay? But for once, I think we're going to have at least 2 very, very good keepers. And it's a far cry than what I saw initially. When I saw the initial list and I saw a name on there, that boy, I shook my head when I saw that goalkeeper. I couldn't believe it. But I wouldn't even go into too much into that. I just hope he gets himself fit. So when the time comes and if he's eligible for the under 20, he's not carrying so much weight.
All we need to do is help a development program because it's proven. I know easy, I love the politics.
Also, look here. I don't need help. Look here, right now, as far as I see, when I look at this team here, you have 2 youngsters from Butler's thing. You have 3 there from Mount Pleasant. I say 3 from Cavalier. No, sir. Butler does well, and then now the next problem is now when we want the player over here, say the player can't come. The player going to choose Butler thing over Jamaica. No, sir. We need the players that will commit themselves to the program. Because little after this, we're going to hear Butler ball and say, we fight out in player when it's not true. You understand? So as I said, there are 3 players here from Mount Pleasant. Or is it 4? There are 4 players from Mount Pleasant, 3 from Cavalier in the team. You understand? We see teams that have been investing in youngsters, and we see the thing bearing fruit. Okay? So I don't think we need to single out any one entity. Butler is one of a number of entities that have been investing heavily. Mount Pleasant, and I know Cavalier, all of them have been really investing. I think there is also, by the way, a product of Harborview, right? Gardner. So we have the teams that are investing. It's not just one team. So don't fool yourself on it.
Tennessee Lewis, relax with your foolishness, bro. The national teams are for all Jamaicans. Home and away. Why 2023 people still speaking like this? Lala. Everybody have a different mind, Tennessee. Just have to just sometimes certain opinion are stupidness still, but sometimes you have to allow them to them stupidity. Sir Leader, what happens why the coach didn't play Malachi in that competition? Oh no, nobody don't know. He played in that one match, I think.
Yeah, no, he did play. But I don't know. Coach having prerogative. As I know that, well, he's not there. He's not going to be the national under 20 to coach anymore. So I don't know where he's going to resurface next. I don't know.
Splash should have went instead of Pearson, but we know why he went instead. What we know? We don't know.
Right. I want to know. By the way, hold on. Unseen. I want to know the reason. Because a lot of people saying that. What would the reason have been? Let me just make it simple. I am associated. People know I'm associated Cavalier, right? Cavalier did not and would not have benefited from Pearson getting any overseas contract. A lot of people don't know. Let me just bring this one up here. It's a big, it's in the room here. Christopher Pearson was an amateur player. Amateur players go for the same deal that Mount Pleasant got when what's his name there? Zimenez got transferred. Cavalier got a big check with about 1 million zeros. Same like Mount Pleasant got for Zimenez. 1 million zeros. 0, nothing. Amateur players do not attract a transfer fee, please, people. Okay? So there's nothing that the team gets. Team didn't get anything.
But how about you get development fee, man?
How about no? For a player that was there, but he was not transferred from Harborview. He was transferred from Mount Pleasant. He got 0. Christopher Pearson Christopher Pearson was also an amateur, right? And he was going into the USL. No, nothing was there either. Nothing. Cavalier just got him like about what, a month or so before. No, man, nothing was there. There was nothing for Cavalier for benefit. Yeah, the coach made his choice. I can tell you that. Right? So there was never anything to benefit. He had no full contract.
33 people.
A full contract, there's nothing to benefit. Okay, people?
Sir Paul, tell him what go on, man. Like up the live, man. What about moves up? What about moves up, Sir Paul? Tell him what go on, man. We cannot get bust them information and them not like up the live. Well, 33 people on the live and 31 likes. So if you like up the live,
I know hear a lot of people with that same thing. So at least I know that Cavalier got 0 for the Christopher Pearson transfer. And the same thing, what Mount Pleasant got. Mount Pleasant probably got double the amount of zeros that Cavalier got. 0. Only they had to sign was an ITC. It's called an International Transfer Certificate was signed, and the player was gone.
Some ask a question. Who get development? No development fee.
No development fee now. We'll go to the club that had him from age 12. So a player now that goes to a country that is ranked higher than Jamaica, right? Development fees there for each year that the player plays. The development fee is allocated according to that, right? So like Harborview now.
So that means that you're anyway that rich then.
What's that?
That means that you're anyway that get a lot of money then. We can beg him.
Yeah, man, anyway that no Harborview get where. But the player was never transferred from Harborview. That's the thing, People have to understand that, the player was a Mount Pleasant player when he was transferred, right? But Mount Pleasant got 0, not much. Yeah, if they probably got a little thing out of development fee, it's not very much. I was just there for a couple months, not much. But they'll probably get a little change, yes?
Who reach first world country got more opportunities.
So that's basically it. So people need to know that. There's another member from the under 20 that I don't think this has come out yet. That it's supposed to be announced. That's going to Chicago Fire, but it hasn't come out as yet because I think there are some little issues in that. But he's signed already to Chicago Fire. I can't really release the name as yet, but he did play in the under 20, and he has signed to Chicago Fire. But so far it's not been released, but I can't really release the name. I can just say he played in the last under 20 and he played left back. That's all I can say on that. But no transfer fee once again because the player was an amateur.
All right, people, reach the last part of our video. Last part is we're going to talk about the competition itself. The group 3. The competition starts the 11th of
11th. We start on the 12th though.
We start on the 12th. The competition is played in Guatemala, and we only have 1 day between each game we prepare for, so it's quite a bit a hard task for the coaching staff. Massage therapists have to work hard, doctor and physio have to work hard. I don't know how many of those professionals going with the team. So people, that is quite vital to prepare the youth for our games after. And No team now come and say, hey, Jamaica just take it and win. So they're gonna fight hard, you understand me? And
Everybody going to be fighting hard, man.
right. And remember that the Dominican Republic, who is doing well in the youth competition in the Caribbean, is going into the round of 16, you know. Puerto Rico, those teams are in the round of 16, I think. Yeah. Jamaica is in group G, and with Cuba, Costa Rica, and Cuba, Costa Rica, Guadeloupe, and we are ranked number 8. Costa Rica rank over it. So only Cuba and Guadeloupe is below us. Costa Rica by ranking supposed to top the group. But I believe this Jamaica team can win the group and stuff like that.
Because the Costa Rica team is basically going to be a local team, you know, straight
And
local.
If we win the group,
we have much diasporans that they can call and like us.
If we win the group,
the only thing they might have of us that they've been training together as a local unit for a little bit longer. But basically, that's it.
If we win the group,
we can overcome them and top the group.
Yeah, man. If we win the group, though, Serpa, I think we're gonna play Puerto Rico.
Right? That's a baseball country.
Yeah, man. If we beat Puerto Rico, we play Canada or USA in the quarterfinals. So, well, you know where take it? We'll have to beat one of the big teams then to make it.
Yeah, man. We have to beat a big team at some stage.
Have to beat a big team to make it in the quarter.
Yeah, man.
So have to beat a big team at the semi-final. Either Canada, one of those team people, or after the job, or after the dirt.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, I say when the mini stadium remodel, then you will know if with development fees or big thing.
Development fee nice. Okay, let me just bust it. How about you the deal? What they get for Zimines? Zimines has been there before age 12 and up to call it 17. Yeah, man. I understand that the development fee that they get is very lucrative because it's even better than Maggie, because Maggie's development fee wasn't bad also because it was one of the bigger deals that Cavalier, Santos, and Harborview, all 3 teams shared in it. And for Zimines, almost exclusively Harborview got all of it. And it was really lucrative. I know that for a fact. Not getting on this one now. Everybody at Harborview was very happy. So it never mattered to them whether or not he left. And I know that unless he signed pro, they would still be the main beneficiaries. And that wasn't going to happen. So, Gray, why, we know the money drop, man. We know exactly what going on. You understand?
Jay get only for money, man.
Well,
Tennessee.
Yeah, man.
Tennessee, even if the bunch of Yankee Jamaicans win the U17, it won't mean much to the country. I don't understand what that. Hey, man, I gotta stop reading and coming to the RR. I like RR, man, I tell you straight, man, I like them things they better. Come on, man. Come on, RR, you can't do better than that. Come on.
I don't understand that statement at all.
We couple past that. We're not shedding light on that.
Because when the Reggae Girls, look here, when the Reggae Girls qualified the other day, you know how many Jamaicans were actually on that team that were homegrown? Other people really penetrate and look at that. So they need to stop that foolishness because the Reggae Girls team, I don't think we had 6 girls on that team that were straight from the local team here. So we need to just stop that foolishness. And if we want to qualify, we need to look at what we need to do, okay? So the Reggae Girls is a good template of out of many one people, okay? Because there's no way you're going to tell me, say, we're going to be able to qualify a team with straight local. Even in 98, when we did qualify, we had to at some stage reach overseas because the court saw where we had serious problems in certain parts of the team, right? And at that time also, when people say, oh, we can use the local base, when we tried to qualify in 98, we didn't have any players going overseas, and the one overseas professional that we had, we were able to buy out his contract, Walter Boyd. So the best nowadays, the very best local players, once they reach 19, 20, they're gone. So we don't have them anymore.
How was the training?
The best I could look for was college, nothing else.
How was the training camp, Sir Paul?
What's that?
How was the training camp?
Training camp, nice man, promoters to the guys enjoying it. You know, the vibes is very good. They're putting out some videos and so on. I think I saw you put out a couple of videos to them.
Right.
You know, so they're enjoying themselves. They're integrating nicely. So I think this is what the coach wants. They want them to integrate from now, so you don't have many strangers. So after being together for a month, like it or not, you know, integration is going to be there. And then you know they're going to be in. It's more than 1 month, you know, because technically they are together for a month plus another 3 weeks. So these guys at the end of the time they're going to be together for about almost 8 to 9, near 10 weeks, you know. So
Yeah.
and it's consistently, so it's not a break and thing. So hopefully what is to happen will happen. If it doesn't happen, I think these guys will have a nice core to go into the under 20.
Tracking is very important. Tracking is very important.
Yeah, man, you just need to track them after that and just bring them back into the under 20, the core, and then go again from that, bring in the Whisper, bring in the Ainsworth, bring in the, you know, all of those guys, bring them in and integrate and start again. You understand?
Leader, be quiet. A baseball country knock us out for last U20. Lala.
Yeah, true. No, true. I agree. But next time, I think JFF need to make sure we have the coach that goes. As I said, to be honest, the coach, I wouldn't say the coach got a basket because he could have chosen anybody he wanted to. He chose who he wanted to, and then now his lack of experience. Because as far as I know, I don't think the coach had played much overseas tournaments before, so that is going to be a hindrance. So it's not just the players going overseas. Some players that play, but the coach himself. So you know, at this stage, I do know Meron Garden has gone overseas with senior and he has played the tournament. When he played the tournament, the little mini tournament with the senior team, he didn't do badly. You understand? So he has a little idea of what to do with that. So you know, we'll see how it goes. You know, he has much more experience playing overseas than the previous under 20. So let's see how it goes.
Boss Thomas have a good question. Leader and scene, have you watched those teams that already qualified for the round of 16?
That's a good question. To be honest, no. I would have taken a look at some of those teams that would have qualified. Sorry. I have not really taken a look.
People, like up the live, man. Like up the live.
Unseen. I'm going to give you an analysis of the teams that have qualified and what their makeup, the team makeup might be. If you call me, yeah?
Right. Boris Johnson said international friendly for the U17.
Well, I know that the plan was that they were supposed to go to the USA for a 1-week camp. I don't know what the plan is really that, but I do know that I think they'll be playing mainly Premier League teams going in from here on, which at under 17 level, I think it can help because the Premier League teams are going to be a step up anyway, because I don't think, I'm not talking any Premier League teams, we're looking at the more well-structured Premier League teams. I think should be a fair test for them. Once the Premier League teams don't go and bring in the B and C side and go play them. Once they play them, it close to the A team. I think that's decent preparation for guys that are 16. Because we have to remember, you know, the majority of these guys, when the actual tournament starts, are going to be mainly a couple 17-year-olds and a lot of 16 and 15-year-olds.
True. Yeah, people reach the 2 minutes, the 2 hour mark in about 2 minutes, 2 hour mark. You know, we're talking a lot about the U17 and yeah, we reach the final part of the show now. You understand me? So here we're going to know. We want to hear from Shirley that them last, you have 30 seconds to say a last bit and thing. You understand me? No, we have work a morning and thing. And people, remember a morning, 9 o'clock, the breakfast morning show. You understand me? The topic is, what is Al Grimshaw doing at the JPL game? That's the topic tomorrow, 9 o'clock, breakfast morning show. So please grab a tea, grab a cappuccino. Yeah, man, get your breakfast and come and join. You understand me? Yeah, breakfast morning show tomorrow at 9 a.m. Don't be late. the link is out there. You can click it, get the notification. Man, if you don't remember, yeah, man. Tennessee, everybody. The calling gonna work, everything gonna work. So click it and come on, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Yeah, man. Sir Paul, take it away. 30 seconds.
Yeah, man. Well, okay. At this stage, let me see. I will be looking for that match at Arnett to see what exactly where we are at, because I think that's the midway stage of preparation now, right? After that, we're going to be getting a fair idea. And not we're expecting anything much apart from seeing what we have to offer. Then now, I'll be following the team from there going down, and I think we'll see exactly what we have by that time, because that's when, especially over the next 2 weeks going down, we will see exactly how good this team is. Because the last under 20 didn't have, I think, as good a preparation phase as what these guys are having, as limited as it is. So let's see how it goes.
All right, my last 2 cents is one concern, but I have heard that people talking that Miran Garden style of play is improving and he's doing good. I love what he's doing with the under 17 team at the moment. And they're now going to play the boogie football where you say, where you see 20 the Cubans and play. That is Garvin Massieu. You understand me? So it's a different Miran Garden, a different style of play. I was supposed to see some ball and knock on the surface and some, some rotation, some different style, some different thing on the midfield. I am here. We will see. Hope God give us long life and anything that we're going to see everything. Not true, sir, Pat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So that's my 2 cents, and I believe that this team can make it to the World Cup. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. I don't know these youngsters. They are going to express themselves to their full potential. They are most of who get called are the best in the country at this level. So let us see. You understand me? Let us see. Hope for the best. Mm-hmm. So yeah, thank you, Sir Paul, for joining Unseen Sports TV to give this, big information, breaking news of what is going on, updates of what is going on in the U17 program, and can't pay you. I will pay you because you deserve a lot of money, Yeah, man. Doing a lot of work in football in Jamaica. Big up Sir Leader. Some people call him the leaker, but we call him the what? The leader. You understand me? And a lot of top players, he helped in Jamaica. A lot of top players continue to help in Jamaica. And yeah, man, he will be a statue in Jamaica football soon. You understand me? Big up yourself, Sir Paul Maxwell. Thanks for joining Unseen Sports TV. Yeah, man. So we're going to end this stream and also see you again. We chat.
Okay. Out.
Out. Thanks again, people, for joining Unseen Sports TV. Remember to like, subscribe, and share the content. Remember, if you're an influencer, please to tell people around you that violence is not the key. Violence must stop. Yeah, man, we don't have to fight it out. We don't have to war it out. We don't have to cuss it out. We can reason it out. Understand me? Pick up on yourself. In the section, we say we are OUT. Unseen Sports. Always on the scene. I am OUT. Out of here.